Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Today we'll be talking about local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. This is going to be interesting. Today's guest is Terry Power. Again, today's topics is local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, hrefs.com/AWT. Be sure to say hi in the live chat when you join. I see a couple of you out there. Don't be shy. Say hi. Char, what's up, bestie? Don't be shy, guys. Say hi. Today's topics, we'll be talking about local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. A few things that we haven't talked about here yet. Cloud stacking is something we haven't talked about. Cloud farm devices is something we haven't talked about. This is going to be fun, guys. Alright, guys. Don't forget to count the logo on the screen. This AWT logo. You'll get a free t-shirt from hrefs.com. So throughout the episode, I will press this logo on the screen. Keep track. Happy Friday, y'all. It was pouring rain out here earlier, and now it's nice and sunny here in the Bay Area. Always lovely out here in the Bay Area. Today's topics, we'll be talking about local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. Today's guest is Terry Power. Ethan, happy Friday from Denver. Lucy, hello. Stefan, my man, happy Friday. Greg, happy Friday, bro. I see Terry. I see Terry in the back. Terry, can you hear me? All right. Can you say something? Because I want to see if I can hear you.
Okay. How's this?
Yep. Sounds good. Love it. Look good. Sound good. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am ready. I don't know about anybody else.
All right, guys. Terry's in the back waiting for us. So Terry, I'm going to go over like maybe four videos in the beginning, and then I'll introduce you in about 8 minutes in. We got a few people out in the chat already. Ethan's out there from Denver. Oh, yeah. What's up, Dre and Terry? What's up, Kobe? Logan, hello. All right, guys, don't be shy. Say hi in live chat. Today's topics, we'll be talking about local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. These are topics that we haven't really talked about here on the show, so pay close attention. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, hrefs.com/AWT. Oh yeah, here we go. This INFP Jeremy Dre, what it do? I'm so ready for this one. Oh yeah, brother, this one's gonna be good. Cloud stacking, cloud farm devices. What do y'all know about that? We also got some special tactics on how you can get ranking before Mother's Day. We'll have a link to that webinar later on, but we'll have Terry talk about it. Rank before Mother's Day. Some great stuff. I just saw it last night. All right, guys. Again, today we'll be talking about local SEO, cloud stacking, and cloud farm devices. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, hrefs.com/AWT. Oh, Hobby, I was waiting for you, brother. I just opened a beer from the last page of search engine. The cheapest of the cheapest. Oh, man, Hobby. Pay attention to this one. Terry Power is going to drop some bombs for y'all. Okay, guys, we got less than 2 minutes to go. Let me get things ready here. I see you guys piling in. Don't be shy. Say hi in the live chat. And for those that won a book from me, I'm finally going to mail them all out. I was just waiting to have enough winners to mail them all out one time. So the SEO in 2020 book is going out this weekend. If you won a book and sent me your address, I will be sending that out this weekend, guys. All right, guys, we got 1 more minute to go. Don't forget to get your shouts out in the live chat. Terry, where are you calling from?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
80 degrees in sunny.
Love it. 80 degrees in North Carolina.
I'll be driving home topless this evening.
Oh, yeah. What kind of car do you have out there?
A little Lexus 2-seater with a hardtop convertible.
Oh, nice. Is that SC? Is that the SC?
Yeah, 530.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a choice between that and a Z3 back when I got mine, so I got a Z3, the Roadster. All right, guys, we got 7 seconds to go. I'm about to get things started here. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Hey, time to get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show. Hey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. My name's Paul Andre De Vera, aka Dre, and I curate SEO videos released in the past week into about 1-minute clips. My favorite part of the show is when I get to introduce my guest, and my guest today is local SEO consultant Terry Power. Before we get started, let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Hobby, Jeremy, Ethan, Lucy, Stefan, Greg, Charlene, Kobe, Logan, Glenn. Welcome everyone. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get on with the show.
This is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. What kind of fruit do SEOs like best? Low hanging.
Google put out a video on making sure your site is working for you. Let's check it out.
So let's recap. Here is how to make sure your site is working for you. Step 1, translate your offline goals into online metrics. Step 2, find the right tools for each metric. Step 3, establish baseline and analyze continuously. Step 4, take action on the metrics, profit, and go back to 1. And if you have a WordPress site, give SiteKit a try. We made it to support you grow and help you evolve your online presence with an easy to understand dashboard and helpful tips to guide you along the way. SiteKit is Google's official WordPress plugin, and it brings the most relevant stats and functionality from key Google products directly in your WordPress dashboard. So when you log into your site, you can have a look at how you're doing right there in your dashboard without needing to visit multiple other places or download stats somewhere to compare them in a spreadsheet or something. A simple, easy to understand dashboard will save you time and it will help you get insights instead of just numbers because everything is together in one place.
How many of you guys are using SiteKit? I mean, I use that in all my WordPress websites. I'm a big fan of using Google products. I mean, I feel like if you use Google products and it ties all your entities together. Okay, so Jono Alderson was on Rank Ranger this past week and shared his top speed optimization tip. Let's check this one out.
If I had only enough time and resource to just do one thing to speed up my website, it would be go and install Cloudflare. And I know so Cloudflare is huge. They're like one of the biggest tech companies in the space, yet there are tons of development teams and businesses who have understandably never heard of them because it's a bit nerdy. Cloudflare is a content delivery network. It's a piece of infrastructure that sits in front of your website. They have a free version. It takes about 10 minutes to set up, and they just use magic to speed up your site. And they automatically shrink your images, they minify your JavaScript, they change how things load, they make sure that connections route more efficiently around the globe for different users in different places, and 1,000 other things. And these are all things that you could, in theory, do some of if you had a dev team who are very smart and very well resourced. But why would you when the Cloudflare free product does most of it and like the $20 a month one does pretty much all the rest? So if you've got a site that's maybe not scoring very well, that's maybe a bit slow, you could take a site that takes 6 seconds to load down to 2 seconds just by clicking a few of the buttons. So the kind of basic level is phenomenal.
I've been using Cloudflare for years now, and why not, man? It's free. It's so many benefits. Okay, with which engaging object is best for SEO? Bruce Clay shares one of his tests. Let's check this one out.
We periodically run experiments on our own site. So we created a blog post and did not put any engagement object, no image. I mean, it was just text. And we put it out and we tracked and we did A/B testing basically, but by day, right, for 2 weeks. And it turns out that we had 50% more time spent on the page with an image than the same page without the image. So inherently, I think that when people see something that's on the page, they perceive that more effort went into the page. or they perceive maybe the image is very appropriate and it engages them more, and they inherently stick on that content longer.
I always recommend creating media-rich articles. I mean, even whether it's images, videos, SoundCloud embeds, anything to keep your visitor engaged is always a good thing for SEO. How would you do if you wanted to examine search terms in bulk? You know, Christopher Penn, a data scientist in SEO, answers this question. Let's check this one out.
But in bulk, what I would suggest doing, and what we do, is take our data, the volume data snapshot, and then use Google Trends data to essentially correlate it in bulk and say, well, if this term gets 200 visits a month right now, and we know that it has this relative strength in Google Trends, let's extrapolate backwards to figure out what the historical volume would be. And that is a very, very effective way to build past data based on what the snapshot of volume is right now. And that analysis then can let you not only look backwards and see how things have changed over time, but also forecast forwards. It's the foundation of some of the predictive analytics that we do for content marketing. Take a basket of search terms, forecast it forward for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and say, okay, when is a term like data analytics most likely to be searched for in the next 52 weeks? What weeks will search be highest? And then you time your marketing campaigns with that, because you know that if volume is going to be highest at those times, people are going to be most interested, and you should be doing a campaign to show up when people are most interested in the thing.
This is a great strategy when you're working with enterprise companies, because you're planning ahead of time. And so when you have the search volumes and knowing when each keyword is actually trending higher, it's a great way to prioritize your content creation. Okay, so have you heard of the SEO, the Skyscraper SEO technique? Here's the man who created it, Brian Dean.
Yeah, the Skyscraper technique was a strategy that I developed where basically instead of creating content from scratch, so you have a topic in mind, you're like, should I create a guide? Should I create a list? Should I do a case study? It takes a lot of the guesswork out, because you just look at what's already working and then you improve on that. Back then when I started talked about the technique in 2013, it was a lot easier because the content bar is a lot lower. Like, it was easy to level up over somebody else. It's still very possible, but it was a lot easier. And then what you do is you reach out to the people that shared or linked to the first post and just let them know you have this other one in a non-pushy way. And a lot of times they'll be receptive to your outreach because they already shared that thing, they already like that thing. And you have something that's better, more up to date, has more visuals. It's just improved in some way. And the strategy itself with that name ended up taking off. Like, I just slapped a name on it, thinking it sounded pretty cool. And next thing I knew, it was being covered in media sites, industry blogs, and people still talk about it today. Every time I go on a podcast, someone asks me about the Skyscraper technique. I didn't think it would have legs like it did.
What do you think about the Skyscraper technique? Are you guys still using it? Does it still work for you? Well, anyways, okay, this brings me to my favorite part of the show. But before I introduce my guest, here's a word from our sponsor. Are you sick of your competitors outranking you in the search results? Your solution is Ahrefs Webmaster Tools, and it's free $99. This isn't one of your 14-day free trial offers. Instead, it's a super powerful tool that'll do a full website audit for you and keep working for you for free. It'll scan your site and prioritize precisely what you need to fix and improve for your search results. Visit ahrefs.com webmaster-tools for this free tool. Find the link below, and by checking our sponsors, you support this show. Now let's introduce our guest.
Terry has been doing SEO for over 20 years. He's the undisputed king of using Google's properties to rank clients. His techniques include video marketing, directory creation, link building, and press releases. He runs a mastermind at terrystipsandstrategies.com. He is the founder of Power Cloud Boost. He is an SEO rockstar speaker. Please welcome Terry Power.
Terry, my man, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Happy to be here. I want to let everybody know summer's coming, You're going to be out and about. So go ahead and subscribe now because you're going to miss a show. Be out and doing something and you don't want to miss one. So go ahead and subscribe now.
Do it, guys. Do it. All right. I'm going to ask this question right away. This is the first question I ask all my SEO professionals right when they come on. In 1 minute or less, how does Terry get ranking on page 1 of Google?
Well, maybe a YouTube video. That's pretty quick to rank. A PDF, a PowerPoint, a podcast, a press release. There's just so many ways to get on the first page of Google. And the more you know, the better.
Love it. Okay, before I rewind this, you wanted to talk about something in front of the audience here. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. You said you had this one thing that you are doing, SEOs for Ukraine, right? Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, internetmarketing.gold, an SEO community and website is doing this. They're raffling off to raise money the money goes straight to the Red Cross in the Ukraine, not to the worldwide Red Cross, but specifically to the Ukraine Red Cross. And if you donate, you got your name in the hat for a chance to win a year of Page Optimizer Pro, a year of IMG membership. So not only is it a good cause, it's a chance to win something free that can help you in your SEO going forward.
All right, guys, check that out. Support SEOs for Ukraine. It's like $15 a ticket. I think if you buy 5 tickets, it's $50. So all proceeds go to the Red Cross of Ukraine. Okay, let's rewind this real quick. Terry, take us way back 20 years ago. How did you first get into SEO?
Well, actually, I started working online in the previous century, back in the 20th century. Some of you may remember that. Building websites. But when I started, there was only 6,000 websites, so it was easy to get ranked. Only half of them were porn. So if you weren't dealing with porn, it was easy to rank a website. But about the turn of the century, suddenly you got 20,000, then 50,000, 130,000 websites, and you had to do something special for your website to be found. And that's when I started getting more interested in that. You know, not just building a nice bulletin board or, out there. You have to have it pointed the right place in front of the right people. So,
love it. Okay, so I want to tell us more. Like, how'd you actually learn it then?
Finding communities, finding other people that were interested in it, reading things, online. Obviously, I've read plenty of books, but biggest thing is finding a community that is already into what you want to get into and making connections, so that if you don't know Skyscraper technique or you don't know, a particular technique, it's nice that I can pick up the phone, I can get online to Skype and reach out to several very well-known SEOs who I've met at conferences or who I've met through the internet. And that's the thing. Join up with other people, make those connections, ask questions, and try it. Try something. Say, if I make my headline this big, will it get ranked quicker than this big? It won't, but it's good to learn for yourself what really works. So you don't have to listen to anybody on YouTube. If 2 minutes in, they're telling you something, you go, no, I already tested that. That doesn't work. Or that works. And then, maybe follow them more.
All right. Yeah, communities are big. And you know what? I believe I'm in so many communities myself, and I believe you are the only one that I've seen in each one of them. It's whether it's SIA, IMG, Ranking Factory, Viper, all these other. You are everywhere. You're like in every single community that I'm in, and and it is a great way. This is where you network and meet all these people, and it's such a good, great way to learn things, guys. So they're all out there. They're on Skype. They're on Slack. They're on Facebook groups, all those. Is there any things I missed on those?
Discord, everywhere.
Oh, Discord. Yeah, Discord. Okay. So I want to go into, now you learned, was there anyone that you actually followed back then? I mean, I know it was you started this over 20 years ago. There wasn't that many people out there. I mean, was there anyone that's kind of stuck out that you actually kind of learned some few things from?
Bruce Clay, who you had on a video earlier. Bruce is very good, and part of it, as he spoke a few minutes ago, he tests stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't just assume that putting an image on a page is going to make it lower the bounce rate. You test it, and that's important. And and now I follow lots of people you've had on here. Madge with Magic PR. I talk to him several times a week. We talk on the phone. We talk, live. I talked to Holly this morning, Holly Cooper. Ted, Kyle, Lee Witcher. Carolyn Holzman. I think you had Carolyn on here, if I recall. I mean, people, they're open. They're willing to talk. In fact, it's hard to get them to shut up about SEO because it's something they're passionate about. So.
Yep. All right, and Carolyn, I need to still get her on here. So if you're listening, you're watching, we need to schedule something. But Terry, this is your show here. I want to make sure we get into what we want to, like, the topics that we're trying to talk about. Okay, I actually kind of first met you on something when you put out a software called I think it was Power Boost Cloud or Power Boost Cloud, right? And this is interesting because I've never heard this before. And you put out a software or even a course or like a training. And is this something that you're still doing till this day? Because this was I'd say maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm curious, like, because I don't think anyone out there knows what this is about, and because I thought it was pretty cool if you want to share it.
Yeah, I'm surprised people don't know about it every time I mention it to people. But if you get out your cell phone, and I'll admit my cell phone's smaller than most, but this just to give you an idea compared to
that's
my
tiny.
phone is tiny, but it's an Android phone. It's a full Android phone.
Okay.
If you get out your phone, things you can do with your phone to help with SEO for a company. You can pull up a search, click for directions, go over to that place or call them, leave a comment or review, things like that, right? And it'd be even more helpful if you had a few hundred friends that you could say, hey, get on your phone and do this. Well, there are places online where there are hundreds of phones, and you can go on and sign into them and use them. You can go in and change the geo of where the phone is. These are real phones. These are not, emulators, actual phones. Amazon has some, Microsoft, Google, Samsung has every phone they've ever built with different versions of their Android systems on it. You can log into them, do a search, leave reviews, any of that kind of stuff. You can't use you can use the camera, but you won't see anything because they're sitting in warehouses, different places. But you can use those phones and do what they now call CTR manipulation. You can go on and do those places. Click on links, bounce from links if you want to move somebody down. But and these device farms are out there. If you go to Amazon and sign into your Amazon Cloud account, and instead of just going to S3 all the time, look around, you'll see that they've got a nice device farm in there. And most of the clouds have a device farm. Some call them, Samsung's is their developer portal, but they're all just banks of phones that they've got, and they keep going live, and you can go in and use them. And unless you use them a lot, you don't have to worry about the costs.
You guys, I don't know if you're getting this. So, a lot of people out there are using like phones to manipulate CTR, and instead of actually having physical phones, Terry has actually like figured out like that companies are actually have like these. They're actually device farms, like, right? You said they're actual real phones, and that they connect them within your console. So are they called device farms? Is that what they're calling them? Or you said there's development tools,
generally device farms. They're there so that the idea, their purpose is so that if you develop a new app, you can go on and try it on different phones, see how it works.
Yeah.
You can try it on different operating systems and stuff like that. So you go, okay, good. It works on the iPhone 10. It didn't work on the iPhone 6, or it works on this Samsung, not this one. That's the purpose of them. So they want you to use these phones because it helps their platforms. If your new app turns out to be a world-changing thing, and you tried it out on Samsung and recommends your Samsung phones, Samsung benefits from that. So the phones are there to be used. And you can do anything with them. You can do it on your real cell phone because they are real cell phones. You're just doing it through a tunneling protocol through your website. Through their website.
Love it. I mean, that's some gold right there, guys. Be sure to check that out and look more into it, because if you believe in CTR, this is a great way to lower your costs and get that going. Okay, let's get into something that you're also known for that's also in the cloud. It's a company called Cloud Stacking. This is something that I haven't really talked about here on the show. And I'm curious, like, can you give us a little breakdown on what Cloud Stacking is, the benefits of it, and then, like, how do you do it?
Sure. You've no doubt seen the rank your shit people, or where they do Google stacking. Mm-hmm. It's no different than setting up a website and having a property that links to it, and a property links to that one, and a property links to that one. Tier system, tier 2s, tier 3s. It's the same idea, except I use cloud properties. So because you can take and build a simple HTML page or a PDF and throw it onto Microsoft Azure with links in it, you can create that and then put one up on Microsoft with a link to one you put up on Amazon, with a link to one you put up on a Google Cloud, with a link to one you put on Alibaba, for instance, or Wasabi. I mean, there's so many clouds out there now. And then the bottom one of that link, that stack, then links to your money page, or a buffer page if you like. But because if you've got one of your tiers, if you would, on Google and one on Google Cloud, one on Microsoft's cloud, one on Amazon's cloud, how many links can those absorb? You can hit them with a ton of links. And Amazon, if you send 100,000 links to an Amazon page that's part of your cloud stack, that's a drop in the bucket to the amount of links Amazon's got right now. 100,000 is nothing. They get billions of links. So you can pound these things with links to power them up to give you more juice. So instead of having a PBN, you've got a PCN, a public cloud network, basically backing your property.
All right. A public cloud network there. Okay, so when you say pound these with thousands of links, 100,000 links, what are you referring to? Like, how are you like adding more thousands of links to these?
You can use, you do it with software because no human can send out that many links reasonably. But SEO Autopilot, GSA, even Money Robot, anything like that, that you can send tons of links to. You don't have to worry about getting crappy links from a Fiverr gig. Get them. It won't bother anything. You're sending them to Amazon. You're sending them to Google. You're sending them to Microsoft. I mean, they can handle it. It's not going to bother. All it is going to give them a little more juice that they're going to pass to the next cloud, and so on and so forth, down till it finally gets to your money page.
Love it. Love it.
Wonders for local.
So I'm curious, is this, which we're going to go into, because is this just for local, or you can do this for like any niche? Is it pretty powerful to like work in competitive niches, or is it just for local?
Yes. It's great for national or affiliate campaigns where you're not limited to a geo. It works in local. It takes less work in local, obviously. Local's, less competitive. Even if you're trying to rank for, wedding designer in San Francisco, that's pretty competitive, but not compared to trying to rank nationally. And if you're got an affiliate link for, for wedding dresses or something, an evergreen affiliate link like that, you want to rank, nationally for that. And it's going to take a lot of links, but you're not going to hurt your property by sending tons of links to a cloud property.
All right. So, I'm curious. When you're building these properties, are you building them by hand, or do you have any software that you use to like build properties on each one of these cloud places?
You can certainly build them by hand. You can, if you've got, for that matter, you could have Open Office and build a document and turn it into a PDF. because you can load PDFs to these clouds. If you want to do something as simple as a PDF, if you code, you can create an HTML page. Once you create your basic template, you're good to go. I use software, Mega Cloud Stacker.
Mega Cloud Stacker.
Had it for years, and it's a property from the Ranking Factory guys. And Madge and myself helped develop that software for them because we were doing cloud stacking, and we suggested to the Ranking Factory their software would be better if they could have cloud property stacking in there also. So there's that. A friend, Jesper Nissen, just came out with his new cloud stacking software, appropriately titled Yet Another Cloud Stacking Software, or YACSS. So there's the software out there to do it for you if you don't know coding. But you can do it by coding, but it is just quicker with software because you can just click, 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 and it'll create the buckets and post them for you, and even automatically form the link structure so that they pass juice from one to the next to the next.
Love it. So it's mega cloud stacker, is that what you called it? A Mega Cloud Stacker?
Yeah, Mega Cloud Stacker.
All right. Okay, guys, if you guys got some questions in the audience, please ask them in the live chat. We see Chase in here with the super chat, $19.99. My man, welcome, Chase. Welcome to the show. James Moore. Can't wait to catch the replay. There's so much nuggets in here. Oh, man, Terry has just started. We're going to go into all his local SEO ninja tactics right about now. So, well, actually, you know what? I want to get into, before we get to your, your local SEO tactics, I'm curious about, like, you in your bio, you talk about like some different techniques. Like your techniques include video marketing, directory creation, link building, and press releases. We all know what link building is. We know what press releases is. I'm curious on your directory creation and video marketing. What are you doing over there?
Well, I'm a big proponent of, I tell people in my group, the word COPE, C-O-P-E, stands for create once, publish everywhere. So you create your content, and I'm not a big believer that content is king. For me, content is kind of nice to have for conversions. So you want to create good content, but then you want to publish it lots of places, all of which can link back to your local client or your own personal property and things like that. So you want to create PDFs. You want to create PowerPoints. You want to put them in a press release. You want to have them in various local directories that'll let you put descriptions and content, stuff like that. Yelp. You want, obviously, if you're a local business, your Google business profile, because you can make those posts in there. And those posts create their own page on the Google business profile that you can link to. And you can link to it from a PDF of the same post or, the cloud properties of those same posts. Create once, publish everywhere. Get that good content out there.
Love it. Cope, guys. Okay, if you guys are just joining again, I want to go ahead and bring back to the screen here. And Terry, please again, for those that are just joining us now, we see a bunch more here. Can you tell us more about what's this SEOs for Ukraine charity that we have going on here?
Sure. And for anybody that's interested, you can go to serverseo.com. It's a domain of mine, but I've got redirected to this.
Okay.
So you don't have that long, complicated URL, but serverseo.com. And Internet Marketing Gold, Kyle Roof. Kyle Roof's one of the guys behind it, Andrew Stevens. They have set this up, a combination of a raffle and a charity. So you go in and you buy a ticket for $15. You can buy, I think, 3 of them for 30 something and 10 of them. Your price goes down per ticket. But all the money, 100%, goes to the Ukraine Red Cross to help all those refugees, people getting shot at, blown up. I mean, war in Europe. Who'd have thunk it, right? But it's happening, and they need help. And this way you can help, and at the same time, you get your name in the hat to win some good prizes that can help your SEO, like a year subscription to Page Optimizer Pro, a year of IMG membership. And IMG has tons of great, courses in there, great conversations, testing groups, people you can connect with if you don't have a good community of SEOs already. But, help them out. goes to the Red Cross. Like I said, it 100% does. No commissions for anybody, nobody skimming off for affiliate, nobody taking a little bit out for this or that. Just, it's going to them.
Love it. ServerSEO.com. Check it out. Okay, speaking of courses inside IMG, do you have a course in there?
No, I've got one that's going to be in there soon. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, but you also have something that you call Terry's Tips and Strategies.com. I'm curious about that one. What's in Terry's Tips and Strategies.com?
This I started 3 years ago on April Fool's Day, thinking probably nobody would ever be interested anyway, but helping people that want to learn more about SEO using particular tools, strategies, or tips. And I try out some new stuff. I introduce them to the basics and show them how I use some tools that are not necessarily intended to be used that way. And just basically try to help create better SEO people out there. And I'm right up front and I tell people this, part of it is if I can get you to try out something new and it's successful for you, let me know a better way to do it. It'll help me out too. So, we're all helping, we're not competing with each other. You know how many websites are out there? Just search anything and look at how many lists are down there. Or up at the number, it'll tell you out of, 3 million, there's so many. We're not competing with one another. We're helping one another. Because why not?
We have a question here from Maddox. He goes, can anyone join your mastermind?
Sure.
All right.
Terry's Tips and Strategies.com.
There you go. All right. We see Maj in here. Maj, hey guys, we were just talking about you, of some software that you guys were kind of working on together that was put out. We have a question here from Hobby. Hobby asks, does your local SEO website speaks Baidu, Bing, Yandex, or only Google?
Google and Bing.
Google and Bing.
I don't really worry about Baidu, and Yandex will pick up most of anything that Bing has picked up anyway. So it's like trying to rank on Yahoo. As long as you rank on the big boys, the rest will pick you up. So, and Bing and Google have different optimizations they prefer. But if you can do those, you don't have to worry much about the others.
I'm curious about that. Can you tell us about some of the different optimizations? Because you said you do both, Google and Bing. What are some things that you tweak out on Bing to get ranking on Bing?
Bing likes to see a variety of your links. Google, you can pound all your links with anchor text, the same anchor text if you want. Google doesn't care about that. Bing does. Bing cares about engagement. Google will tell you they don't. I think they do in some respect, or they wouldn't be aware of what I searched last. So they pay some attention to engagement, certainly. But there's just little things, and if you're played around with Google's webmaster tools, Bing has webmaster tools also.
Oh, yep.
And you can pull them both up and check things out. So, it's not a complete, you don't have to do just one or the other.
Love it. Okay, now let's get to the meat of this over here with all the tips, the ninja tactics, everything that you're known for. I'm curious to hear. I see you doing a lot when it comes to local. I see you putting out videos, and I'm like kind of watching what you're doing because I subscribe to all your channels and your Twitter, and I see like, what's he posting that? There's something, you're doing something here. What are you testing here? So I'm curious, what are some of your local SEO ninja tactics that, that's working for you? You don't have to tell us all of them, but just what are things that you do, like you always have in your process of getting things ranking for local SEO?
Well, I love using, if I'm going to rank somebody or myself for something, affiliate or something, I want to use a variety of channels, all part of that COPE strategy. I want to use YouTube and post them as live events. because they'll rank within minutes of being up there,
Mm-hmm.
provided you placed your keywords, at the beginning of the title of your video before you upload it. It's a little late once you upload it. Name it with your keyword, then upload it. Use the keyword in the title, maybe twice if it's going to be tough to rank, and the first thing in your description. And obviously in the description, you can put some links, and those should be to those other properties, so they get indexed and crawled quickly. Then, again, create a PDF, create a PowerPoint, make a little video, take that sound out of it and put it on SoundCloud, get it out there. And I use Cloud Stacks. Lately, for the last few years, I've also been using Chrome extensions.
Oh, yeah.
Because they rank easily, quickly. And there's just so many properties out there. If you're on Google and you go to your menu at the top right, and you'll see your Gmail and your Drive, and then you go down at the bottom, you can see more, and there is just a ton of stuff that Google has in there. There was a time when Google Keep would rank really well. Not anymore, but there are just so many things in there. Play with them. You'll find some new things and go, oh, maybe this will work. This morning when I was talking with Holly, we're talking about something new we've been playing with, and that seems to be speeding up indexing and crawling and stuff like that. So, try stuff new. Try new ways of looking at it.
Love that. Because you're talking about, you're known for like playing with Google properties, right? Like anything that Google owns, you like testing those out and putting those together and helping you rank things. And I like the idea of how, even like earlier, how we've, when Bruce Clay was talking about, that those engagement objects, but you actually, you go as further than as with PowerPoints, PDFs, even with the SoundClouds, and you're just using all types of different types of media, and using that, right? and are you just putting this on the page, or you're like just putting links in these things and uploading them somewhere?
First you test it, you try it, you test it and see. I'm in a couple testing groups, and we've tested a bunch of stuff. Just as a test, I created a Google book that was just gibberish, other than the first paragraph about chainsaws, because people know my obsession with chainsaws, I guess. But anyway, and it ranked on page 1. So a couple weeks ago, for an affiliate account that I'm associated with, I created a Google book, and it's ranking on page 1. Because it's just the quality of the way you use your keywords, keyword variations, and entities. It doesn't have to read well, although it's a plus if it does. But as far as just to rank, it doesn't have to read well. To rank, it could be just keyword variation, entity, keyword variation, and no clear sentences or questions, and it could rank well. You wouldn't get any conversions though. So you want to have, some questions and answers, some calls to action, and some interesting content in there, which is why I say content is kind of cool for conversions. It doesn't do a lot for ranking on its own. Those keywords and variations and entities, that's what's going to get you ranking in almost every platform I've tried. So if you want to write a Google book and have it rank, figure out what keywords you want to rank for. That's your title, and that ought to be your start of the first sentence. And basically you write a book and you say, I'm going to write about, you start out with, I'm going to write about, a plumber in Cleveland. Then here's what I think about plumbers in Cleveland. And thanks for reading. I just covered plumbers in Cleveland. You want it to have the beginning, middle, and end, and all of those should include keywords, keyword variations, entities, and things like that. And then submit it to Google, and Google goes, looks like a book about Cleveland plumbers, and we'll rank it.
Oh, love that. Okay, so is there a certain place that we have to go to create Google Books, or like how are you doing this? You're just writing in Word, and there's like a certain place you upload it, or?
It's in one of those more things in your Google menu, but you can go to books.google.com just as a shortcut, and you can create a library You can add books you like that are other people's. You can decide to write a book and enter in the information. You can enter it in a PDF. So you create a PDF. As we all know, a PDF can have links in it. So your book can have links in it because it's an online book, so people can just click on it. It's not like, I can't pick up this this paperback. If it's got a link in it, it doesn't do me any good to tap it, all I want. But with those electronic books, you can put links in them. So you not only rank them on page one, they can click to get to hopefully other properties you also have on page one. You want to get all 10 spots on page one is the goal. I've had 7, I've had 8, but I've not had 10 yet. But that's why you play around with different properties.
Oh, so that's how you're doing. You're just using different properties, different cloud properties, different types of web, domains. Is that what you're doing?
A regular, website. You can rank a couple of videos. You can rank a couple of pages of a website. Google will filter out more than 2, they say. So you could rank a couple pages of a website. You could rank a couple of videos. You could rank a book or 2. You could rank a news article. You could rank a Chrome extension. There's just so many opportunities to rank different things. SlideShare, you can put a PowerPoint or a PDF on SlideShare. They're easy to rank. The important thing, like I said, is to have those titles up there and use them.
Love it. Okay, we have Stefan here patiently waiting for his question. He goes, "Hi, Terry. What type of links do you create for small local businesses?"
All kinds. Well, depending on the business, you want to look at the competition. What's the competition got? You want to obviously outdo the competition. So if they've got a lot of links from industry, niche-related places, you need to get some of those. If they don't have many of those, but they've got a lot that are geo-related to the locality, you're going to have to get some of those. And if you look at the top 5, you're going to find some have more niche-related, some have more geo-related, some have irrelevant links. So you just need to have more geo than the one with the most geo, more niche related than the one with the most niche, and more irrelevant than the ones with the most irrelevant, believe it or not, because links are links. But that's what you do if you want to rank a local client. You want to rank them higher than everyone else, and you can look at that number 1 slot and see what Google's rewarding. And they're giving this person a slot at position 1. And they have this many links from here and this many from here, and they've done this. They're using videos on their page, or they're not using any videos. They're using infographics, or they're not. I'm not saying copy their page, because you don't want to copy it. You want to do better.
All right, dropping all these knowledge bombs here. You talked about geo links, how are you getting geo links? We know what niche links are. We know whatever links are, but what are these geolinks? What are you referring to here?
There's lots of properties out there that focus on a particular geographic area. And you go online and you can find the Chamber of Commerce for that area. You can find the newspapers for that area. You can find all sorts of things that are located with that area. You can go to Google and just type in things to do in this geo.
Got it.
And find, museums, hotel, all sorts of places. And a lot of them will have a place in there where you can either, with Chamber or something, where you can add your business, or a place where you can make a comment, and usually you can leave a link to your website when you make a comment. So all sorts of opportunities to get links that are related to that geographic area.
Love it. Okay, I want to get onto the last thing here before we're coming close to time here. But I want to talk about you talked about Chrome extensions. You were talking about Chrome extensions as one of your ranking properties, and this is kind of like the story of you ranking in a couple of weeks, right? Like you just did a webinar. Can you tell us more about this ranking in 2 weeks? Like, if you want to rank now, rank before Mother's Day, you can do this, and you'll be ranking before Mother's Day. Can you tell us this new technique that you've been working on?
Yeah. About 3 years ago, I started playing with extensions, Chrome extensions. And then I found what I'll call the proper tactics, because I got one ranking, and then I got another one ranking, and then several, and they're still ranking from 2019. But last year, after about probably 6 or 8 months of not doing anything with them, I decided I wanted to rank something, and so I pulled up my Chrome developer portal and created this little extension and went to upload, and it said, we've changed the rules. That you can't submit that kind of JavaScript script anymore. And I'm like, well, shit. So now what do I have to do? They went to a different version, and they added some rules on what they'd accept also. So I played around a little and then realized I didn't want to take the time to learn how to code the new ones. So I said, I'll just find somebody that can make one for me. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, I don't need to have somebody make one for me. I need to be able to make a bunch. So if I need to make them. So instead I went and searched trying to find someone who could build me software that would allow me to make them easily and comply with the new requirements. So I got this software built. Then now people can build Chrome extensions just like that. And I did a webinar the other day. It was yesterday, I guess. Yeah. And in the webinar, I created one. I asked for some suggestions, and I think it was Chicago sippy cups for a keyword. So we created a quick Chrome extension for that. And then I walked through then you have to upload a zipped version of this extension of the coding, and then fill out some other information, add some images and a description and stuff like that. And the long description in there, they allow you 16,000 characters. If you can't optimize in 16,000 characters, I mean, that's a lot of, for a Chrome extension, that's a lot of information. And you use your keywords, name your images with your keywords, use it for your title, use it, leading in your descriptions and stuff like that. And then remember, this is a Google property, these Google Chrome extensions. When you upload them, they go into the Chrome store, and it's a Google property. Again, Google has billions of links leading to it, leading to all the properties in Google. So what's another 100,000 links? You blast it with links. You get some installs. I recommend 10 or 12. You don't have to get tons of installs. And if you have, say, 10 or 12 Gmail addresses, well, now you know where you can get 10 or 12 installs pretty easily. Blast it with links, and boom, you've got a property.
Love it.
We're allowed to have links. This is a do follow link from a Google property.
Oh, nice. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put that link. I'm gonna find that and put it in the description. There's a Vimeo, right? There's a Vimeo link. It's free, right? I mean, anyone can watch that webinar, right? I can share that link.
They can watch it, and if they follow along, they can create their own Chrome extension. I even point out a place where you can go online and learn to do it yourself. If you don't want to just use software, or you can go to Fiverr and get one built. Of course, if you go to Fiverr and get a bunch of them built, you're better off just getting software and automate it. But
so I'm curious on the extensions. What's the extensions like task or purpose, or extensions usually have something to do, like, or what is it doing? Is it just
rank? That's what they're doing. They're ranking on page 1 of Google. I'm using them more as a brochure.
Oh, okay.
Basically, like, old style websites, it would just say, "This is our business. Call or stop in," anything like that. So I'm using it just as a brochure. You can, not with the software that I had developed, but you can build them in with functions and scrape this or look at this or search this or whatever. I've got a Chrome extension I had built a couple years ago that allows me to pop in. I've done up to 150 at a time, but that slows your browser down. But you pop in search queries and hit go, and it just opens up each one search query per tab. And it's great for if you're looking up a lot of things for a client. And you can say, well, you can see here, if we do this search for this, you're ranking this, and go to the next tab, and for this, you're ranking here, for this, you're ranking here. So yeah, you can create extensions that will do things. The things mine do is rank on page 1.
Love it. Love that answer. And Maj goes, already playing with the Chrome extensions thanks to Terry Software. Okay, we're at close to time here. If there's any more last questions you guys want to ask, please ask them before I ask my last question. Hobby has had some true or false questions here. Maybe it's some quick ones. He asked, there's one, shorter domain name does not improve ranking. True or false?
Shorter does not?
True.
True. It doesn't improve ranking, but it can improve conversions because people will remember it.
Love it. Okay. Here's another. He gets to ask another true or false here. The future of SEO lies in building an online audience. True or false?
False. The purpose of SEO is to build an online audience.
Love it. All right. Okay, I didn't see any other questions come on here, but Terry, I asked this question to all my SEO professionals that come on board. If someone wants to get into SEO game and become an SEO professional, what would your advice be to them?
Build a website, go to like WordPress.org and build one, a free one somewhere, and play around seeing ways to get it ranked, and then asking people about it. Again, making connections.
All right.
It's important to be able to have somebody you can ask about what you're doing. And not everybody online keeps up to date, or they follow Google along to a fault. And so they're still building AMP pages because Google recommended AMP pages. Sometimes you want to do the opposite of what they do.
Love it. Jeremy stuck a question really quick in here. Most affordable press release service Terry recommends.
Affordable. I don't know. Magic PR is not the most affordable, but if you want the power, that's a good one. If you just want a bunch of referring domains, there's all sorts of ones out there that can get you a couple hundred referring domains if you're starting out. But if you want to get traffic from them, not just use them for domains, Magic PR.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Magic PR myself. I've used it for the SEO video show. I've seen, like, if you search SEO video show, you can see all my press releases that I've done through Maj on Magic PR. So guys, check it out. Thank you, Terry. You've been excellent here. You dropped so much knowledge bombs. I know a lot of people have to rewind this to catch the device forums. That's some gold stuff there that people need to really rewind about. Your Chrome extensions, I got to check that one out again. I'll put in the link into the description, guys, so you guys can check it out. But Terry, can you hold on one quick second while I sign off?
Sure. Thanks, guys.
Oh, wait. One more thing. I like seeing if everyone has some special talents here. But I heard you said you were like a professional singer before. Is there anything that you want to sing us here?
No. I acted professionally for several years.
Oh, you acted.
That included musicals where I got paid to sing. But no.
All right.
Theater,
I thought I'd ask. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Hold on. Let me hold this on real quick. All right, guys. That concludes another episode of the SEO Video Show. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you next week. Peace out.
This is Teddy DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. What kind of fruit?
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, because the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show. Let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera helping you step it up. No delay right now. Time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!